I found that sometimes with the logic aims, like I skip over a rule or something like that, and it's like very frustrating to me that like I'm skipping over rules, and like if I get like a logical reasoning question wrong, it's because like I misread the question. Like I have procedure down. I'm studying like 12 to 15 hours a week. And I'm scoring in the upper 160s, lower 170s, but I'm not confident that that will transfer over on test day, especially because of nerves. So like my biggest problem area is like making sure that I'm like reading carefully. But oddly enough, like that doesn't happen in reading comprehension. I usually get that right.
Okay, no, thank you for asking that. So you mentioned, Jackie, that you have procedure down. What does your procedure look like?
So I read like the paragraph first. You know what I mean by the paragraph?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I read that, and then from that I like try to take out like different rules I know like that I need to like include, for example, like numerical distribution or something like that, right? And then I go on to like each question, and like for the first question on my paper I write 1, and then I write down like what that means and like variables and things like that, and then I keep going. But like for some reason I don't understand, like sometimes I miss like a rule. It's not even an inference, it's an actual rule.
How long do you spend on this setup?
2 to 3 minutes.
Okay. I think most people spend around 2 to 3 minutes. I heard earlier Ian and Dana were both saying around that amount of time. That's a reasonable amount of time. So where is that time largely being allocated?
Inferences.
Okay, so after you've drawn the main diagram, looking to connect the rules.
Mm-hmm.
But it's possible that a rule gets left out, or it's possible that a rule maybe gets
or I don't even write it down.
Okay.
No, I don't misinterpret the rules, but
Not
like
even that,
sometimes I don't even write it down. And
Okay.
I don't know. It's not carelessness, but it seems like carelessness. So I don't know what's happening.
Do you ever double check? Do you ever do things twice?
Yes, but like I'm finding like after this week I just did logic games. And, like I'm finding that like sometimes I don't double check. Or like if I double, I don't know. Like I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's see this. Have you ever gotten several questions wrong in a game because you missed a rule?
Yeah.
Okay. If I was going to remove $10,000 from your bank account every time you made a mistake on missing a rule, what would you do differently?
I would check. I would double check.
If I told you I was going to remove 5 points from your LSAT score because you missed a rule, what would you do differently?
Double check.
Yeah. That's it.
But I worry about like the amount of time that would take. And I know that like that's not necessarily rational, but it's a
How long
worry.
do you think it would take?
I don't know. Like I don't know, like 10, 15 seconds?
Maybe. Only one way to
Maybe
find
more?
out. But there's only one way to find out for sure. But
Right.
you said also 2 to 3 minutes on the entire setup, most of that being on inference making after the process. So that means that the majority of 2 to 3 minutes, meaning at least a minute to a minute and a half, is solely on the inferences, meaning that it definitely takes less than a minute to a minute and a half to simply check the rules the first time. And probably a double check might go faster than the initial check because it is the second time.
Right.
Most of the rules you already have down. Most or all of them, maybe just one is missing. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.